You're so heavy. Welcome to our channel. If this is your first time, my name is Hani and this is Diesel. And today I want to talk to you about the realities of Doberman ownership for our family. So there are 6 key points that I wanted to talk about today. And this is where I am really pulling back the curtain and tell you everything about living with a Doberman. So here we have Diesel. Diesel is 6.5 years old, a Doberman pinscher. I've had him since he was really young. The first day he came here, I trained him myself. I watched a bunch of YouTube videos, just learned training methods. I used a lot of positive reinforcement on him and it has been working really well. So let's talk about Diesel's personality. While Diesel looks kind of intimidating, he's actually very sensitive. He picks up on our moods instantly. So if I'm happy, he's happy. If I'm sad, he feels that too. If I'm mad, he knows that too. And I know this doesn't make sense. With their intimidating look, they're actually really clingy, sweet, and goofy. But he's also very territorial around his home. Really like a true watchdog. He will let us know when somebody's nearby and he will be barking, growling, all that fun stuff. While some people train their Dobermans to be a guard dog, we actually did not go that route. I found Diesel is naturally a watchdog, but when it comes to fighting, I don't know if he's gonna fight or flight. Fortunately, we never had to find out. We're actually doing things the other way around and are actually protecting him. So he's pretty much a mama's boy. So when it comes to being clingy, he actually has to physically be touching us in order for him to feel like home. When he lays on the couch, he prefers to be laying on his back, have his entire body against ours, or to rest his head on our lap, or basically like a lap dog, but he is like an 82-pound Doberman. So let's talk about Diesel's energy level and mental stimulation. We live in the desert and that our summer temperatures are not very dog friendly because it does get up to 113, sometimes 120 when it's like really hot year. So our summer can stretch from 3 to 6 months. And when you have a Doberman, that is a very long time. So Dobermans are really good with adjusting with their schedule. However, Diesel is the happiest when he gets at least a minimum of 1 time physical exercise. If he gets 2, he will be the happiest boy. And he also thrives on mental stimulation. We do a lot of filming together. Diesel loves to make content. He loves when I start grabbing my tripod and my light, and that is basically an indicator to him that we're ready to make content, and he is super happy. Not only he gets to perform all the tricks that he's learned before, but he's getting paid by getting treats. So back to living in the desert with having a Doberman, I either take him really early in the morning or really late at night, or we love to do water hose session in the backyard. Sometimes you see it in our shorts. We love driving him to the beach or mountain, basically away from the desert, go to somewhere cooler. So another mental stimulation Diesel loves to do is puzzle. Puzzle times is where he gets to think before he gets a reward. Learning new tricks is also another really good one. I don't know how many tricks Diesel's learned by now, but he's mastered so many different tricks. At first when I had him, I taught him from sitting pretty, rolling over, play dead, all kinds of fun stuff. I didn't even realize years later we're actually using those skills for Diesel to do fun skits with me, and it's actually really fun. What happens if we don't take Diesel out or provide him with any mental stimulation activities? He will start what I call the tea kettling. This is when Diesel starts whining, but it's not just like a regular whine. It's a high-pitched whine that he could be sitting in one spot, not moving his mouth, but we could hear it from a mile away, like this one. So the next topic I want to talk about is training and discipline. Especially when Diesel was younger, teenager Dobermans, they tend to push the boundary, push the limit. They're smart, but they're super stubborn and they're gonna push it to see if they could get away with something. So for example, come when called. So when Diesel was younger, he knew what Diesel come means, but it doesn't mean he would do it right away. So I made sure when I call him, he has to come to me. If I wasn't sure if Diesel was going to come to me, when I call him, I put a long lead on him. So if he doesn't listen, I'll pull the lead and make sure he still comes to me. So I still have some type of control. So that kind of training has to be repeated over and over again, especially when it comes to recall. Recall is one of the most important things that I've taught Diesel. It allows him to have the freedom that he gets to have now. I also noticed that Diesel loves structure. So when you have a schedule for them, let's say your schedule looks like morning is exercise, then breakfast after, or whatever you set schedule for them, it lets them know what is next. Now let's talk about family dynamics. We have 2 cats and Diesel bonds really well with them. However, our cats seem to have more love for Diesel than Diesel for them. I feel like Diesel is more connected to us than other pets, but our cats absolutely love Diesel, especially our male cat Wasabi. Diesel loves to be included in all of our family activities. When we have birthday celebrations that have balloons and we sometimes mess around with them, play with the balloons, he loves to be included. He loves to play balloons too. And he actually bonds really well with all of our family members. So for example, we go out in the desert and we go as a family, and my husband would go this direction and I would go in this direction. He actually is having a hard time with that. He loves everybody to stay together. Otherwise, he will go back and forth. When things like that happen again, I usually keep him on the leash. A lot of time, leadership plays a big role here, especially when your dog doesn't know what to do. This is our role to come in and say, okay, this is what you need to do and you need to listen to me. They will feel so much better about the situation. I want to talk about costs and challenges, but let's talk about challenges first. As a Doberman owner myself, I have grown very thick skin because I have to. When you have a Doberman with cropped ears, so the ears might heal really quickly. During the process of ear posting, this is when the ears have already completely healed, but you need to keep the little posting in their ears so they stay upright. That process can take some dogs up to a year. I was so lucky with Diesel. He only required 2.5 months for his ears to completely stay upright. But during this time, this is the crucial time to basically socialize them, to take them out and meet other dogs, other people, to get them comfortable with the surrounding areas, to places, to sounds, to different smell. These are the crucial time, and this is also when you will hear people leaving comment regarding your dog's ears. People will be pretty harsh about it. Some people don't care. Some people really do. We are on other social media platforms and we get lots of comments regarding that too. I want to assume it's because in some countries they perform like DIY ear cropping. Those are the most cruel things anyone could do to a dog. In a DIY at home procedure, it's very scary. So I feel like some people still have that kind of mindset, and people will also talk about misconceptions. Oh, you have an aggressive dog, get that dog out of here. I have actually had that happen in the store. By the way, we only take Diesel to pet-friendly places. We don't ever feel like we belong to a place where only service dogs are allowed, because that's just completely disrespectful. So we always ask, we always make sure. But one time I went to the store and a lady was like, he doesn't belong here. He's an aggressive dog. Just because the way he looks. This is very well trained. He's very calm in the stores. He has a lot of energy, but he's learned to stay calm while he's next to me walking inside stores. We run into people all the time that will speak negatively. They have really bad misconceptions when it comes to the breed, so just keep that in mind when you own a Doberman. So cost. When it comes to cost, most people don't think about it. We didn't, to be honest, we didn't. Food gets really expensive with them, especially when you have a dog who's having allergies, all kinds of skin issues. That's when the food options are getting limited to limited. We started Diesel with kibble before. Apparently he started having reactions. Long story short, we had to find food that have only limited ingredients that we could pay attention to and see what was he allergic to. So it turned out the raw diet was best for Diesels, but food can be very expensive. Vet care is another thing. I would highly recommend getting an insurance, but not just any general insurance. You want insurance that really covers what they need. When they start getting older is when they start developing some things. Hopefully not, but some insurance companies will not cover some of these things when it comes to hereditary, do I say it right? Hereditary and genetical issue. So just be extra careful when it comes to choosing the right insurance. There's a heart condition, it's called DCM, and unfortunately a lot of Dobermans tend to develop this. So I take Diesel to check his heart every year, and this is to see whether or not his heart is healthy or that he will require some medical attention. Diesel is going to be 7 years old in 2 months. We have been monitoring his heart every year. Unfortunately, our last test, the numbers came back different. Instead of getting a yearly checkup, Diesel will require every 6 months, hoping everything comes back normal. So that's another thing to think about when you have a Doberman. Is it worth it to have a Doberman? Based on our experience with Diesel, yes, it's very worth it. They are extremely loyal. Their loyalty is almost unmatched. So guys, I hope you like my first sit down video. I usually blabber when I talk. Hopefully I don't go too crazy this time and you are able to understand my point across the entire video. If you have any specific topic you want me to cover, leave the comment below. Any opinions, feedback, I would love to hear it. I hope to see you guys again soon on one of these long form videos. Bye!